We are all microcosms of the universe. We have nature obviously around us, but we are a representation of all the elements in nature. Now, I talk a lot in my videos about the Taoist 5 elements: fire, earth, metal, water, wood. If you're not familiar with them, check out a bunch of my other videos. I'll put links below. I've done a lot on each of these elements and element types, because we all have kind of a constitution or element type that we're born with, per se. This is our strengths. This is how we move throughout the world. This is our tint or filter on the world. But we're going to get into your cosmic blueprint. Now, this is different from your genetic blueprint or your DNA or what your parents or your ancestors gave you necessarily. This is connected to something beyond, something greater, you could call it. Our cosmic blueprint. And this is related to those 5 elements. We are all given some sort of purpose here. This is what the ancient Taoists believe, that we each have a mandate, per se, from heaven or the cosmic circle, and that we're here to pursue a certain thing in our lives. Whether you believe in destiny, whether you believe in fate, whether or not you believe and you have purpose, this video is worth a watch, because it's going to tell you a lot about yourself and about other people. I also just am releasing a quick guidebook on these 5 elements and your cosmic blueprint, what makes you thrive in the world, where you may feel the most aligned in your life. See, a lot of people are living outside of their blueprint, and that's the problem, or that's the issue, where people feel frustrated, they feel stuck, they feel like they don't know where to go in life. It's because they're not aligned to who they really are and what their strengths are in life. A lot of people try to just echo other people or live in other people's shoes, right? Or do what's expected of them. And that's why they struggle through life, because they're not implementing or they're not aligning to their cosmic blueprint. So that's why this is going to be helpful. And like I said, check out the quick ebook. It has a summary of all the different element types, even acupressure points or ways to support each type, so you can find out more about yourself and other people and how you interact with other people. So let's get back to this. So, ancient Taoism, it was believed that a human being is not just a human being on earth, right, instinct, but connected to something greater. And the human being, we are kind of the middleman. We're in the middle of the cosmos, the universe above us, we're around us, and the earth, okay, when we're living just as in our human form. And this is where creation happens. This is the point, the central point where the magic happens. If you've ever heard this term, this is where the magic happens, right? So this is where your cosmic blueprint comes in, because the more you're aligned to yourself and recognize that you are a microcosm of the universe and nature around you, what came before you, then the more you're going to go throughout life in just a more masterful way, in a more powerful way, living in your true power, right? Not living for other people, or not struggling through or feeling like you're just frustrated all the time. Living in your true power, meaning being completely aligned to you and your purpose. Maybe your mandate, as they would call it, mandate from heaven, or your purpose, or what you were given, okay, by the universe to pursue. So you'll see when I say we're a microcosm of the universe, look around you, look at all we have all the elements, fire, earth, metal, water, wood, out in nature, but also within us. And a lot of people, or each of us rather, has an individual kind of element constitution, even though we have all 5 within us. And you'll see show up in our organs and our bones and the way our body moves and processes things and digests and all kinds of stuff. We have all the elements moving within us, but we also have a constitutional, like a stronger dominant element that we're born with. And this can be considered our cosmic blueprint. And there are traits and strengths associated with this, even physical features. For example, a wood element type may be tall and lanky like a tree, or an earth element type. A strong earth is stable and nurturing to other people like the actual earth. And you'll see this, the more you pay attention, the more you read about this stuff or learn about this stuff or check out a lot of my other videos I've done, the more you realize that we're not separate from anything. You know, the human ego separates ourselves, but we're not separate. Even look at something I like to call the spiral effect in nature, where nature is full of just spirals. Like, think of like the rings of a tree, right? Spiral, or the spiral on your fingertips, right? Your fingertips are a spiral. Or being the fetal position, right? A fetus opens up, gives birth and then opens up, right? And then in death, curls back into a fetal position. You see this with plants and flowers, from this pre-birth kind of inward, very yin to spiraling, opening effect, right? Opening effect in life. So everything has this element of opening and closing, of yin and yang, contraction, expansion, of water and fire, right? The more aligned you are to your cosmic blueprint, the more you are connected to source energy, the more you can manifest in your life, the more you can thrive in your life instead of struggling through or feeling out of balance or out of source. So if you think of nature, all of the elements depend on one another, and they're always in a state of change. So this is the representation of what goes on within us, how we adapt to things in the world. And each of our constitutional blueprints can tell us a lot about why we do what we do, why we adapt, why this job isn't good for you, why this person isn't good for you, why you react the way you do, or why this movement is hard for your body, that kind of stuff. So all of these elements are within you and can tell you what is most aligned to you in your constitution. For example, a lot of people out there may be eating foods that are not aligned to their constitutional type. They may be exercising, doing movements that are really the opposite of what their body wants to do. So this is the thing, we always listen to the media and social media and our friends and what they're doing, but it may not be what's best or aligned to us. And that's why we struggle, or we can't keep up with it, or we have no consistency with it. So the more you recognize yourself in each of these elements, the more you go through life easier, simplifying things, right? The more you realize why you're in the stage that you're in your life, because everything is always in a state of change. So you may be like, oh, wow, okay, so I'm in my water right now, or I'm feeling more reflective, or I'm feeling like I need to hermit or cocoon myself a little bit more, as opposed to, seasons too can play a part in how we feel. Like I said, I just I am putting out a quick ebook guide on your cosmic blueprint, on each of these element types, so you can discover which may be your primary. This gives you a summary of each of them, ways to support each of them, even acupressure points to help support each element type. There's even a quiz in there you can take about like which personality type you may be. But check that out. I'll put that in the link below. But this is super, super important, because so many people are living just out of alignment, and that's why they're frustrated. That's why they suffer. That's why they find that they're really struggling in life, because they're living completely untrue to who they really are, and they're not listening to themselves, and they're not accepting themselves and their strengths. So each of these elements, there's none that are better than other. Each of them have really, really powerful traits and strengths. And that's what I put in the ebook as well, is that each of these, especially in nature, like you need a stable rock, you need the trees, you need the water, you need everything to function. And we are a microcosm of all of that stuff. We are. because you need the stable, nurturing person, and you need the go-getter, the leader who takes control, and you need the deep thinker and the philosopher and the one who can figure problems out, and you need the one who inspires people, right? The metal element, or you need the fun, you need the playful, vibrant, you know, traveler per se, of the fire element, that kind of stuff. So this is super important, and yeah, it really is. So, you know, think about it, think about your life, take inventory of what you're doing, and how much is giving you energy, how much is taking energy away, where you may feel aligned versus misaligned, and think about it. Go delve into what your constitutional blueprint is, what you were given from not other people, not social media, right? Not the news, what you were given from source. What you were given from source, because this is really the most powerful thing you can have to manifest in your life, to thrive in your life, to just be happy and balanced and just love life, essentially, and not struggle through it. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below. I'll put links to other 5-element videos below. Check those out. There's a lot of free material for you. I'll also put a link to that ebook I was talking about that gives a summary of all the element types. There's a quiz in there that you can take, a quick quiz, to determine, you know, what may be your cosmic blueprint. So anyway, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.